Yo, what is up everybody, Jumpin' here, and today I'm going to be starting my Noob's Guide for Dark Souls 3. I'm actually really excited because I always really like doing this series because it's more of a casual playthrough instead of like some crazy challenge run that's going to have me doing some ridiculous stuff that's going to make me rage a lot. Now, of course, that will come in the future, but for now, I'm going to focus on my Noob's Guide because this is like a walkthrough where I'm going to be showing you how to pretty much beat the game somewhat easily, and of course, on how to get most of the items, hopefully all the items, but I'll probably miss some along the way, and I'm sure you guys will tell me if I miss anything. So I would recommend maybe reading the comments just to see if I did miss anything. And I'm also going to try to do all the NPC storylines if I can. I'm not 100% familiar with all the storylines and how to totally complete them, but I'm going to try my best to actually get them done correctly. Alrighty, now I know people get mad if I sit here and I talk for 5 minutes, so we're not going to do that. But if you are new to the Souls series, I would definitely recommend starting as a knight is never a bad idea, because you start with a pretty decent weapon, a good shield, some armor, and that's just really great. Now for the gift, it's really up to you on what you want. I'm going to choose the fire gem because I might actually use it early on to increase my damage, and then later on I'll go ahead and use something different. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this started, and this should be really awesome. Now, one thing I will be doing though is I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes and I'm going to be skipping all the dialogue. So there's going to be no spoilers in this besides what you will see coming, because if you're watching a walkthrough, that means that any little surprise or anything like that, it might be spoiled for you. So be warned about that. But in terms of the story, don't worry about that, because you probably will not know what the hell's going on. Even if you actually watch the story and listen to it, you still might not know what the fuck's going on, because this is Dark Souls, and that's just the way it is. Alrighty, let's do this. Alrighty, so it's time to get started. Now I'm going to try to run through this beginning part as quick as I can, because this is just a tutorial. There's a lot of little messages and stuff. And the enemies here are extremely weak. They're really not that threatening in any real way, but you never know. I would recommend, if you are new to the game, to really get familiar with how to block and how to like counterattack. Patience is always key. That is something that you really have to learn about Dark Souls. If you're patient, then you will be rewarded. If you're reckless, you will die. That is the way it goes. So normally, you need to kind of like be a little bit slow on different areas, especially if you are not familiar with them, and try not to get hit. I just got hit, and getting hit is normally a bad thing, because this is a game that does not hold your hand. It doesn't tell you where to go, and normally when you get hit, you're going to take a lot of damage. So you might get hit like, I don't know, a couple times, and you'll die from certain enemies. Now if you come down this way, there's going to be a big monster. Now this is something that I would say that you might want to not do early on. I'm going to do it because as a knight, I personally feel like this is extremely easy to do. Really, as any class, you can probably come over here and do this and it wouldn't be too bad. But the knight is super easy because the shield that you get is super good. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretty much try to get behind this enemy and then counterattack them. If I take damage, I'm going to heal up. And I'm going to always move back when I heal, of course. And I'm going to just stay locked on. And if he's in front of me, I'm going to block. And I'm just going to keep moving to the side. And my shield should do the job for me. Unless I get hit like that. Okay, now healing right there was kind of a bad idea. And I'm just going to go ham on him and just go crazy with the attacks. Remember, if you're reckless, then you're going to be punished. So you need to just like wait for the right time to attack and then just go for it. I could do some power attacks. In fact, I think I will do a couple. One power attack there. Gotta watch out for his little shockwave attack. That really does hurt. Now, if you don't know, you can actually charge up your attack, kind of like in Bloodborne, if you are familiar with Bloodborne. Because a lot of people might have played Bloodborne, but they never played Dark Souls. They never played Dark Souls 2. And maybe they played Bloodborne because it was a PS4 exclusive and they wanted to try it out. And Bloodborne was a pretty good game, but in my opinion, I think Dark Souls 3 is a much better game than Bloodborne. It just feels so right. So right. Okay, well, now that I have killed that monster, I got a Titanite scale, which is used to upgrade boss weapons. And I also got myself a consumable soul so that I can kind of level up a little bit quicker, which is nice. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way over here. This is gonna be the very first bonfire, and I can rest here. There's gonna be a couple items in this area that I will grab, but we're about to fight our first boss, which is the tutorial boss, and he's actually really easy. At first, he seems like he's a real pain in the butt. I thought, like, wow, this is kind of a scary boss to have people face right away. But after fighting him a couple times, and especially after fighting him as a knight, I would say that he's pretty simple. Now, some of these guys you cannot one-shot, so you might want to power attack them with R2, because certain enemies, if you know, like, they're a little bit stronger than other enemies, if you power attack them, it's always going to potentially one-shot them compared to not one-shotting them, and I'm getting wrecked. See right there, I one-shotted the guy. Now that guy is being stupid right now. Okay, I'm gonna definitely go and rest at the bonfire because I've taken some damage. So let me go get this item, because if you walk down this little path right here, there's going to be an item you can get. But let me kill this guy. This is actually somewhat of an important item for later. I would not recommend using these fire bombs right now, but later on I would totally recommend it. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put those fire bombs on now. That way I can use them, because, like I said, those are definitely useful for a little bit later once we actually get to the first area of the game. Let me go and rest the bonfire real quick just to restore my potions, just in case I need them, which you might, because the first boss is coming up. So there's going to be an enemy over here that will respawn. And there's one more item that you can get, and I highly recommend you take the time to get this item, because it is a good item. It's going to be right over there. You're going to have to jump to do this, so it depends on how you have your controller layout. But I have my jump on L3. I personally think that is better, but some people are just so used to pressing circle to jump, which is B on Xbox. But yeah, a lot of people are actually really used to pressing that. Unfortunately, in Bloodborne, they made it so that that was like the only way to jump, and I thought that was really freaking stupid, because in Dark Souls 2 I thought that was one of the best things they did, was they allowed people to jump by pressing L3. So yeah, I actually had to sit there and think about that for a second. Alright, let me go ahead and jump here. See, it's not that hard to make, and it's going to be our very first shard, so that's going to be important for upgrading our weapon. Now, I would say that the longsword is a really, really great weapon to start the game. I'm going to switch it up because I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are not going to want to watch me run around with a longsword, because I was kind of running around with a longsword in my last playthrough. Now, when this guy first gets up, you can do a lot of damage to him, so just go crazy. And I would recommend maybe two-handing. And yeah, see all the damage I did to him? That's just all free damage. Alright, so at this point, I'm just going to be patient, and I'm going to block and circle him. And then once I get his back, and I know that I can attack, then I'll attack. And I'm just going to keep repeating that strategy until he transforms. And hopefully I'll knock him down along the way, because if you can knock him down, that's going to be really good too. Okay, so let me just go crazy again. He should transform here. Get my stamina back a little bit. Once again, as he transforms, you can get a lot of free damage in. Oh, watch it, watch it. Now, you could actually wait for him to do certain types of attacks, because he does like a lot of jumping attacks like that one. But as you can see, really easy overall. As long as you circle him, you block, you should have absolutely no problem. I didn't need to heal or anything in that fight. And here is our very first Ember. Now, the Embers in this game, they work kind of like how Humanities worked in the original Dark Souls, which was a little confusing to me at first, because you can't actually spam Embers in this game like you could with Humanities, because in the original Dark Souls, anytime you needed to heal, you could use a Humanity to heal. It was really, really nice. In this game, once you Ember, that's it. You have Embered, and you're going to be Embered until you die. Now, if you want to do co-op, or if you want to get invaded by other players, you need to be Embered for that to happen. So it's basically like becoming human in Dark Souls 2 or in Dark Souls. It's the same kind of concept. But yeah, that is how that works. But it is a really good strategy to sometimes not Ember, and then in the middle of a boss battle, if you're not going to be doing co-op, you can actually use the Ember to save your life, because at any time where you're about to die, you can run away, use an Ember, get all your health back, and you might actually, you know, get through it. Now, there will be an item over here, because we're headed over to Firelink Shrine right now. So I'm going to just try to collect a couple of these items before I get over there. This is our first homeward boner. You gotta watch out for gravity, though. Gravity is one of the worst enemies in all of these games. I mean, it's really, really bad. And at any time, if you're not paying attention, you might accidentally walk off and die. It's the absolute worst when that happens. And if it happens to me, it's always embarrassing. But it will definitely happen to me throughout this playthrough. Now, for whatever reason, this dog over here, and I would recommend that you walk over here to block, because he will attack you and surprise you and all that kind of stuff. But that dog does not respawn. I don't know what that's about. See, I would think he would, but maybe it's something to do with an NPC that will later be over there. I'm not too sure. Now, I'm going to come over here. Now, this is something I would say you could wait to do. You don't have to do this early on. But you can get a really decent dexterity weapon to start the game if you actually take the time to come over here and actually fight this guy. And the armor that he drops is not that bad either, to be quite honest. I do like the armor. But like I said, this is one of those things where, I don't know, if you're, you know, just starting out, you might not want to go through the rage of actually dealing with this. But at the same time, you really have nothing to lose. The chance of you dying twice right here is really, really low. So you're not going to actually lose your souls or anything. Alright, now there's a couple ways to deal with this guy. You can knock him off and feed him the gravity. You might think, well, if you knock him off, you might not get any items or anything, which is always a possibility. But no, actually, you can still get the items if you knock him off. But the main thing about this guy, he has no armor, so let me back off real quick because he's kicking my ass. He has no armor, so he does stun really, really easily. So I'm going to try to, like, get him close to the gravity and then counterattack him. The problem is I can't get the counterattack to work. Looks like I'm going to have to run away because, yeah, I'm not about to die to that guy this early on. That would be really sad. You back up, dude. Alright, so I'm going to go and rest at a bonfire, and I'll come back because this is Firelink right here. And there's a couple things I want to do before we actually start the game. I'm going to actually talk to everybody. I have the dialogue turned all the way down, so you won't even be able to hear them. But I'm going to go through all the dialogue to make sure that they are repeating themselves so that their storylines will maybe progress a little bit. There's going to be a guy over here. This guy's a little bit hidden, but he's sitting right here on this throne. So we're going to talk to him real quick and see what he has to say. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think that should probably do it. So let me go ahead and move away now. And there's going to be a merchant over here that I can talk to. And she's going to sell us stuff, and we can bring her certain items and all that. But don't worry about it right now. Let's go ahead and talk to her. Now, this is actually kind of important early on, is to talk to Andre, the blacksmith, because what we can do is we can go ahead and convert that free potion that we got. But basically, there's two types of potions in this game. You have your FP potions and your health potions. And if you're a warrior, I would say just go full out, nothing but health potions. If you're a mage, though, you definitely want to balance that out. You might even want to go like all out, because as a mage, you're going to have to use up a lot of FP for casting spells, and that kind of sucks, but you definitely want those potions to restore as much as possible. Now right here, we're going to create a bonfire. This is the only time in the entire game you have to do this. And the first time I had to do this, I was a little confused on what the hell did I need to do, but I will rest here real quick. I can also talk to the firekeeper right here if I want to, but I'm not going to right this moment. Instead, I'm going to go out and try to deal with that enemy, because if I was to level up my dexterity, I could probably use that weapon super early on, and it will be better, I would say, than the longsword. I don't know. That's kind of tricky. But it is a katana, and katanas are freaking cool, so I don't know. There is an item right here. Let me pick this up. Not that that's important or anything. Looks like that actually triggers this trap a little bit. So these guys will get up if you pick that up, but it's whatever. Alright, let me go and deal with this guy now. At least try to. Blocking against him works. It's just the problem is that he tends to counterattack. Like I said, if you can knock him off the gravity, that is okay. Because what you can do is you can actually quit out the game. And if you quit out the game, then you can go ahead and load it back up. And when you load it back up... Oh my god, this guy. When you load it back up, his items will be here. So you will not miss out on the items if you choose to do that. God, he just swings for days. Okay, let me back up. Because what I'm going to recommend here is to try to get a hit on him before he goes like crazy. Okay, back up again. He will actually de-aggro if you kind of like back up far enough. And that's kind of good because then you can kind of run up and start getting some free hits on him. Come on, you know you want to back up, bro. Okay, I think that was it. Okay, so he just parried me. Holy hell, okay. I was not expecting that. Wow, that was pretty interesting. Like I said, if he does kill you though, it's not a big deal. Because you can just go back and keep fighting him until you kill him. Just have to find your way out of here. Now the problem with Firelink is that I don't know what they were thinking with this. I guess they had to do it for whatever reason. But they put like this little loading screen here. And you'll see this and it's a little confusing. But yeah, it's basically just a loading screen. That's all that fog is. But yeah, it's one of those deals where when I first seen that, I was thinking like, what is going on? Am I getting invaded? Because a lot of times if the door will fog over, it means that someone's trying to invade you or something. And that's not the case in this game. Alright, let me go and try to deal with this guy again. I really want to give him gravity if possible. Ooh, problem is I keep running out of stamina. And he just swings and swings and swings. Remember though, if you can actually hit him, you will stun him. So that is a good thing. Because you can just kind of stun lock him forever. Okay, I just kicked him. Keeps backing up from me. I'm doing good though this time. Because I'm not actually blocking. I'm just trying to hit him before he can hit me. That's kind of the deal here. I would recommend definitely trying to do that. Let me back off real quick. Now these stab moves will give you a lot of range with the longsword. So that's something to consider as well. Oh my god, you gotta be shitting me. He parried me again. Wow. Oh my god. This is really, really embarrassing right now for me to be getting wrecked by this guy. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals where it's like, do you really need to fight this guy this early? No, you don't. I'm just doing it because why not? I'd rather kind of get everything done at Firelink that I can do early on than do it later. But you can always just come back and actually fight the guy later if you want when you're higher level. All you're going to get out this fight is this katana. And you get his armor too. And his armor's not bad, but it's not like anything that you have to have. If you start as a knight, the knight's armor's much, much better. Okay. Let me try to knock him off. Because that's really the best way to deal with this guy. If you can actually pull that off. Okay. You need to just get stunned for days. And leave me alone. Okay, come on, come on. Alright, let me go crazy on him. And sooner than later, I will get him. Okay, you swing. Rah. Okay, he's almost dead. Oh, I gotta be careful here, though. Because he's just going crazy. Ah, okay. Let me heal it up. And hope he doesn't parry me randomly. That would be terrible. Wow, if that would have hit me, that might have killed me. Let me charge this up. And I missed, of course. Oh, God, okay. He's got me in a corner right now, which is not good. Because he hits a lot harder than me. Okay, this should kill him. And there we go. Alrighty, well, that's finally done. So let me pick that up. You get the Master's Attire, the Master Gloves, and the Uchi Katana, which is, like I said, a pretty decent dexterity weapon to start the game. So I would definitely recommend trying it out if you plan on going with some dexterity. Strength. The strength weapons are good. You have quality as well, which is like a balance between dex and strength. Strength generally are slower weapons though, and dexterity are faster weapons. If you are new to the Souls games, I definitely recommend going with probably faster weapons, but then again, it's really just up to the player. Like, if you like to swing slow but hit really hard, well, strength is really good. Now, this jump right here can be extremely frustrating. I'm going to take my armor off for this. In fact, you might even want to take off your weapon too, because without any armor on, you will be able to run faster. Now, one thing about armor though in this game, just to remember, is that you definitely want to always have at least 4 pieces of armor on. That means never run around without a helmet on. Even if the helmets you have are ugly, put a helmet on. You lose a lot of defense in this game if you take off 1 piece of armor. So yeah, do not do that. Alright, so what you want to do if you want to try to make this jump, because otherwise you have to wait like a long time to do this. You want to try to run up the tree as far as you can and then turn right and then jump. If you can pull this off, it's well worth it. But it's kind of like that, but you want to turn a little bit more right because then you can land on the rooftop. Alright, let me try that again. See, I'm messing up by doing the same thing, but I'm kind of getting it a little bit. Okay, so that was a little bit better. I almost had it right there. I just need to turn a little bit more to the right, and there you go. Alrighty, so now I can go ahead and re-equip all my stuff. So put my shield back on, and now put my armor back on as well. And I should be good to go. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because you can actually get 2 pretty decent items early on. And there's going to be a bird over here too, and I think you can actually offer up a couple items to this bird, and you can maybe get some stuff early on, but I don't know, it's like whatever. Okay, now I can't actually kick down this ladder. That means if I mess up or something, I can't get back up here easily, and I'll have to wait till later, but it's not a big deal. Alright, let me go ahead and come in here. Now, I will be messing with this bird throughout the series and telling you like what you can give the bird. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you can probably give the bird like a firebomb right now, maybe a ember. You know what? Why not just try it? I don't have the list in front of me though. That's the problem. Let me see if it will take the ember. I don't think so. It said no. Okay, let me try. What do I want to give it? I would try a firebomb, but I have them equipped. Okay, I'll unequip them real quick just to try. See if it will take a firebomb. Okay, it likes the firebomb, and it gave me a large Titanite shard. Okay, that's nice. Now, you can only give it 1 firebomb, so remember that. Let me go ahead and put my embers on, and put my firebombs on. I don't think it's going to take a homeward boner, but then again, it could. Let me try to offer one of these up and see if it likes it. I kind of doubt it, though. Okay. No, it did like it, and it actually gave me an emote. And it gave me the iron bracelet. Okay. So, let me go ahead and equip my homeward boners now, and I can move on. Basically, if you are familiar with the original Dark Souls game, you can get Solar's armor from this bird. You just have to give him the right items. But, let me go ahead and hop down here, because this is another item down here that is actually really good to start the game. Because the shard that I got is the main thing I wanted, but you can also get this ring, which will allow me to get more souls, which will allow me to level up faster, which is, of course, really good. So, let me go and talk to Andre real quick, and I will give him this shard, and he will upgrade my potion, and then I will go and talk to the Firekeeper, and level up, and all that good stuff. Alright, so, reinforce this. Thank you very much. And now, let me quickly take the time to use these so I can get all the souls that I could possibly get. This was what I got for killing that monster, which is worth 800 souls. Yay. Okay, use this as well. This is going to be worth 400 souls. And now I can go ahead and level up. Okay. Yeah, how you doing? I know who you are. You're the Firekeeper. Gotcha. Okay, so to start off, like I said, I might level up dexterity. Let me take a look real quick and see how much dexterity does it require to wield this weapon. 16. Okay. I think I actually will go ahead and level up my dexterity so I can use this katana. In fact, I think for this build, for myself, I'm going to go ahead and probably do dexterity and faith. That's probably going to be what I end up like going for. Now, besides what I already have on, I think I'm going to get my health up a little bit. Getting your health up early is always good, and getting my endurance up a little bit as well. I'm not going to worry about faith right now. I'm going to do that later. Okay, so now I can pretty much go to the very first area and get started with that place. So that should be awesome. And to come here, you just have to go to this bonfire and travel. This is, once again, a little confusing because you're kind of running around Firelink thinking, where do I have to go? And then you realize, oh, I have to warp. Alrighty, guys. Well, I will see you guys in a moment. Alrighty, well, I just made it to the first area, and it's kind of interesting because they don't tell you where you are at first, but I guess once you walk out here, it will tell me. But I need to open up the door and get to the bonfire. And then from there, I can pretty much just start getting all the items because there's a lot of little things to do. You can actually upgrade your weapon super early. If you made that jump, then you got the first shard, the Titanite shard, and you can get a second one like right here, right away. So I would recommend coming right here to deal with this guy. Now katanas, their durability is not so great. So you always have to remember that. You gotta watch out for the doggies. Hello, doggy. Die, doggy. Man, it's been a long time since I've actually used a katana in a Dark Souls games. I normally try to avoid them because they're pretty notorious. People get kind of salty about katanas just because it's so overused. Everybody loves katanas, you know. It's like, oh, it's a katana. I like the katana. Okay, just got a backstab on this guy. I'm gonna do the same thing though, where pretty much I'm just gonna run up to the enemies. Oh, no. He guard broke me right there. Run up to the enemies, I'm gonna block, and then I'm going to try to backstab. Wow, that was kind of lucky to get that weapon this early. I'm gonna try to backstab if I can. If not, I'm just going to counterattack. But some of these enemies, they will hit really hard. Okay, let's try to get behind them. Whatever, but I should be able to stun lock them to death. Now, I will come down here just real quick, just to see what's down here. I'm pretty sure it's just this enemy. This will become a shortcut later, but there is an item down here, so I will pick that up. Let me now come back up top. Now, this was the reason why you want to have your fire bombs equipped. This is actually really important. You do not want to kill this enemy before he transforms. So you want him to transform so that you can actually do this right. Okay, so it's okay to kill this guy right here, but you want to let this guy transform into that monster, and then he'll kill the rest of those enemies. And what you can do is you throw a firebomb at him, and that will stun him. And then you get some free damage on him. Back off, and you might want to heal as well. Okay, let me block and get the hell out of here. Okay, and now I'm gonna re-equip my fire bombs. Come back up top. And I'm just blocking them right now so I can not get hit. And I'm gonna throw another fire bomb at him. It does a lot of damage to him as well, if you can't tell. And then I'm just gonna go ham. Okay, back off. Back off. Okay, eat the fire bomb and die. Alrighty, well, that's that. I can pick up an ember and a shard. That means I can pretty much go ahead and get my weapon to +1 right now. Now, do I want to do that? I don't know. Personally, I'm not going to, but if you guys want to go back to Firelink and talk to the blacksmith and upgrade your weapon, by all means, go ahead and do it. There's nothing stopping you. Alright, so let me now go back to the bonfire because that's going to pretty much do it for that little area for now. And there's going to be a couple extra things that we can do. I think I will probably end this episode though once I get to the next bonfire area. And then from there we will finish this area and probably do most of the undead settlement in the next episode. So let me come down here because there is still a lot to do. So there's a lot of enemies. You do need to watch out though because there's going to be a guy who's going to come out and he's going to pretty much aggro everybody. The second he does that, everybody's going to get up and everybody's going to murder me. So I think I killed him fast enough so that he could not get all the enemies to come after me. So that is something you might want to try to do, is to go get his butt right away. Because then it's just a joke to run around and kill all these guys. Now this is, well, I don't want to say this is hidden, but it's a little bit off to the side. And this is something I missed in my original Let's Play. There's a dead dragon right here, first of all. And I don't even think I noticed that the first time. But you can actually come up here. And you know what? You don't even need to come up here. You just need to turn right here. And then there's a staircase over here. Once again, there's going to be a guy. So watch out. Looks like he's going to get him up. Let me go ahead and kill these guys. And here they come. Uh-oh. Not good. Oh, they got fire bombs on me too. Let me go ahead and back off real quick. And I will heal up. Block with the shield. And this guy's definitely a little bit stronger. Yeah, this katana is really, really good, especially for one-handing. It's fast, it hits pretty hard, and it has really good moveset. I mean, the fact that it stabs is always nice. Any stab move is nice when you one-hand. Alright, let me try to deal with this guy. Got one of them. That one as well. Now, if you come up here, you can get yourself the binoculars, which is nice. Pretty much look at the gorgeous view if you want to. But let me go ahead and hop down now, and I will heal up. Now, there is something over here that is, once again, a little bit of a secret. There is a message, and by the way, I would recommend, if you're new to the game, to read the messages, just so that you will actually not miss stuff. Problem is that if you do read the messages, what will happen is some of the surprises and the jump scares, because, I mean, this game's not really meant to be a horror game. But at the same time, sometimes stuff can freak you out. Like you turn the corner and all of a sudden there's a big monster in your face. You're like, oh my god, what the heck? That's crazy. And if you read the messages, a lot of times people will warn you about that. So you're going to be kind of prepared for it. Like, oh, it's going to be a trap. So that's a little bit of a tip, I would say, is that if you're a type of player that doesn't want anything to be spoiled and you want to be surprised by stuff, don't read the messages. But in general, I would definitely recommend reading the messages, because otherwise you'll probably miss some stuff. Alright, so kill that enemy right there, and coming up here is going to be a dragon. So yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna let him go ahead and breathe his fire right now, and he'll pretty much take out all those enemies up there for me. And then from here, I can kind of just make my way up top. Oh, God. And there's a lot of good stuff up here. But unfortunately, this is kind of deaf. So let me heal it up. Okay, come on. Heal it up. Heal it up. Let's go. Double chug it. And he should breathe again. Come on. Breathe the fire. There's one more item in the back there, though. That's a little bit important to get. I don't know why he didn't breathe the fire yet. Go ahead. Do your thing, bro. There you go. Okay. See, I just blocked the fire right there. Alright, but let me try to get this item if I can. Ah, you son of a bitch, don't you breathe the fire on me! Alright, well, I got to the door. Unfortunately, though, I might die. I'm out of freaking potions. That's never good. Alright, let me try to run over there. You know what? I might Ember. Okay, I'm gonna Ember to restore my health. Remember, you can always do that. It's a little bit risky, though. So let me pick this up. Oh, I got an Ember back. Nice. Got the club. Oh, God. Okay. I'm getting close to the next bonfire, so it's like, whatever. Alright. I don't care if I take a little bit of damage, but I do want to go and get this weapon. This is a really good weapon to start the game. Something I would definitely potentially recommend to try out is the Claymore. It's an amazing great sword if you want to try that out, but it's totally up to you, and that's gonna freaking wreck me. I knew it. Okay, come on. Got to get to bonfire as soon as possible. Otherwise, I am doomed. Alright, now this is really bad. I'm in a little bit of a bad spot here, because there's a chest over there, and that's a mimic chest, so yeah, you definitely want to watch out for that. But let me actually open this up over here. This is a little bit of a shortcut, and I should be able to make it to the bonfire. I just have to be careful here because of this enemy. He is a real asshole. I'm just gonna back it up. Now I'm gonna run for my life because we need to run up these steps. Oh god, please don't chase me. Let me rest. Let me rest. Oh my god, I can't rest. He's coming after me. Okay, it's just this guy who's coming after me. This shouldn't be too bad, but I need to be careful here. Nice swing. Thank you. Alright. Can I light this now, please? Oh no, it's not letting me light it. That's not good. Okay, well, I might get totally freaking destroyed right now if I can't actually rest here. Okay, let me see what's going on. Is he down here waiting for me? Okay, this is interesting. I might actually be getting invaded. Never mind. Okay, because I was gonna say there's no enemy here. Generally that means maybe I'm getting invaded or something, which is never good. Alright, well let me come over here now. And you can only be invaded by another player if you're embered. So by me embering to save my life, well, that actually almost got me invaded potentially. Now, I'm gonna try to backstab this guy. That's the best way to deal with these knights, is just to once again block against them and try to get behind them if you can. And they do actually stagger pretty easily. Okay, you gotta watch out when they do that, because that is generally bad. Okay. Right there, that was a little special move that the katana will do when you do L2. It's actually pretty powerful. I like it a lot. Okay, let me come over here real quick, kill these enemies. I'm just gonna check this out because I know I missed an item earlier. Oh, you bastard, die! But I also want to kill this mimic chest as well, so let me go and do that. Pick this up, kill this guy as well. Now, trying to run past all this right here is kind of a nightmare, I gotta be honest. This is generally a bad idea, because there's a lot of dudes over here. Alright. I'm gonna kick him. If you actually kick a guy when he's guarding, you can guard break them a lot of the time, and then riposte them to instantly kill them. And to kick, all you gotta do is press up, and then R1. It can be a little bit annoying to get used to though, so you have to remember that. Watch out for that dragon. That dragon might go ahead and use his fire right now. And if he does, I can get roasted. Okay, it looks like I'm fine though. There's no item down there. See, I thought there might be an item down there. But it looks like I was wrong. But it's whatever. I'm getting free souls and I'll take it. Hell yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna come down here. Like I said, this is a mimic chest right here. So yeah, watch out. Watch out. Okay. Go ahead and lock onto him. When he does the hug move, that means he's going to try to eat you. You have to roll. Otherwise, he will grab you and ruin your day. Yeah, watch out for that. Any other move is actually not that bad. His kicks and stuff, well, they hurt really, really bad. And early on in the game like this, actually fighting these guys is a little bit annoying. He keeps going for the eat move, but whatever. I think I just actually bled him. That's another thing I didn't actually talk about, but this katana will have a bleed effect on it, so that's really nice as well, to be able to bleed your enemy. It's just extra damage that you can do, so I definitely do think that the Uchi katana is one of the best things you can get early on in the game. Alright, I guess I will grab this item real quick. And it's just some more fire bombs, which will be useful because there's going to be a couple more of those enemies that are weak to fire. And that will be nice. Okay, well, let me come up here. Now, one thing you can do, if you don't know, you can take out the dragon. You're going to need a lot of arrows to do that. But if you, like, stand, like, right here, this is a pretty nice little spot to take them out. Normally, though, I wait until I'm a little bit higher level, and I just stand down there, and I shoot the arrows up at him. He's going to constantly keep breathing the fire on you, though, when you do that. And it can get you killed, so you need to kind of be prepared for that. But if you can actually weaken him enough, he'll fly away, and you can get a large Titanite shard. Combine that with the fact that you can get one from giving up, what was it, an ember? I don't know what it was, but I gave something to the bird and got a large. That could actually get your weapon to +4 pretty early on in the game. Alrighty guys, well I'm going to end this episode here. I really hope you have enjoyed the first episode of the Noob's Guide for Dark Souls 3. I would really be grateful if you would subscribe as well for future Dark Souls 3 videos. And I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day. And peace out.